back. It's October the 8th today, and this is part 2 of the Great Pumpkin. We're going to do a watercolor painting today, and as you see, I've got about 6 watercolor paints. One's yellow, orange, green, purple, red, and blue. So orange, yellow, green, purple, or violet, red, and blue. And I'm going to add some color to my Great Pumpkin. So the first thing we'll start out with is we'll take a little bit of water and put it in each one of our paints. So one in the orange, one brush load in the yellow, one brush load in the green, one brush load in the blue or the violet, one in the red, and one in the blue. And I want to paint the pumpkin, all the colors of the pumpkin. So I'm going to watercolor paint, fill my brush up like that, and just do some painting. And then I'm going to mix some yellow, brighter yellow to it. And look how the crayon makes room for the watercolor. That's the great thing about watercolor and wax. Wax acts as a resist. I'm going to add a little bit of green to it, along with my orange. And sometimes it turns, when you add green and orange together, it turns brown. Maybe a little tiny red. Not too much red, it'll look like a tomato. Don't want it to look like a tomato. I'm going to add some more. Come right up careful in between my teeth. Just like that. I'm going to get a lot of bright orange. In order to get a lot of color, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like that. And it gets a lot brighter, see? And going really slowly and carefully around things, around the eyes, the nose, the mouth. And I'm painting this wet into wet, so it's kind of wet right now. And I'm going over it with more color when I want it to be darker and even brighter, even more orange. That's looking really nice. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add green for the stem. So add some green like this. We can also add a little orange and maybe a little tiny bit of red and a little bit of purple. We can add all kinds of colors to the stem, and it creates brown. Orange and green make a brown. You can add a little violet if you want your brown to be more of a violety brown. And there's our stem. Now if you want a jack-o'-lantern that has a candle in it, then you got to use a candle color, like all yellow. So for the eyes, I think I'm going to use all yellow. And all yellow here. And then all yellow here. And then also for my teeth, in between my teeth, like that. I'll probably get a little more of the dark orange to go to the top of the tooth. Push it aside, just like that. And there's my pumpkin. So what I want to do is to bring out the pumpkin. So I'm going to paint the space around the pumpkin. They call that the negative space. I'm going to paint all of this really carefully. You can do that too. Or you can just leave it. You don't have to paint it. But I'm going to do it just for fun. And I think I'm going to have some fun trying to paint around my shapes. And it's going to be all that purple, or most people call this purple, but it really is more of a violet because there's a lot of red to it. red and blue make violet. If this had a little more blue to it, it probably would be a purple. So I'm really careful around all of my shapes. Coming through here. Coming down. And it's really making my pumpkin pop in my pumpkin patch. I think I'm going to leave just a little bit of ground. The ground, I think I'll choose a different color. In fact, maybe I'll do the moon right here. No, I won't do the moon. You can change your mind if you want. I think I would have done it there if I did it anywhere. And I keep painting and I stop right about here. Just like that. And then we're going to add green grass for the ground. Just like this. That's going to go right over that. And I'm going to make it a little darker. And these I can also color red, yellow diamond, a bright, bright blue, and orange. That orange has some green in it. Ah, that's better. And we're going to take a little tiny bit of yellow and a little tiny bit of green and a little tiny bit of blue, and I'm going to try to make turquoise. Oh, there it is. A little more blue. So sometimes you can mix colors. Well, that's our Halloween Great Pumpkin exercise for today. I hope you enjoyed painting with me today, and I hope you have a lot of fun painting your pumpkin. See you next week.